Good morning and welcome to this week's Ask Baldy. Now, David is our first one and he wants to know, John, why are you bald? Cheeky bugger. Well, actually, David, I'm not. See, I shave my head and my chin, and it's not because I am going bald and it's not because I'm silver or grey. It's actually distinguished, I'll have you know. It's actually because 10 years ago or so when I first started, I was down in London. I used to go to the gym straight after training and having hair and putting all that gel and shit was a pain in the bum. So I just shaved it all off and I've been doing it ever since. So there you go, that's why I'm bald. Okay, back onto the real stuff now. First question is from June Woodhouse and she says, we're a home care agency and with all the changes happening within our industry, people are now getting their own individual budgets to buy the care they want and need, plus the government cutbacks. We need to target these customers to get business. The problem is is how to target them, get their names and addresses. Well, that is a difficult one because how do you find people who need home care? Now, there are various ways I can think of. First would be advertising your local papers. Other than that, you could do freestanding inserts or you could do a leaflet drop around areas where you know people are going to need this kind of thing. For instance, retirement villages, and those areas where old people tend to live, you know, you can tell them because they've got the, what do they call them, the guide rails screwed to the wall and things. You could do a leaflet drop around there, for instance. Referrals would be a good one for you as well. That's probably the main way I can think of getting business because you're going to really, really struggle to get it through doctors' surgeries and things because of confidentiality, I'd imagine. You may be allowed to put leaflets in those. Again, I don't know. Possibly some of the local businesses who also deal with that kind of thing, they might help you too. I don't know, Motability shops, if they've got that kind of thing, people like that. You may also be able to do joint ventures with places that tend to have a demographic with older people. Again, I don't know who these people might be, what businesses they are, but I'm sure they are. If you put your mind to it, you'll think of them. That's what I would do for that. The other thing is, one thing you will need to do is you need to differentiate yourself on something other than price. So you need to sit down and have a really good think about all the things, because this is going to be important for your advertising too. You need to sit down and have a good think and maybe ask your existing clients about what is it that you don't like about home care people. You know, what do we do or what do others do in the industry that you really don't like? And when you've found that out, just part of your USP, your unique selling proposition is, we don't do this. Very, very powerful. Well, that's what I would do. I'd start looking around for referrals, looking for joint ventures with businesses who deal with that kind of demographic, and maybe doing some leaflet drops, possibly advertising, and certainly, the leaflet drops being in places where older people tend to live, or people in your client market. Okie doke, June, that's you. The next one is from my friend from way back, Chris Rosepapper, who used to work for a client of mine several years ago, and she started a web design graphic firm a while ago, and now she's just going into the dental market. So she's got a list of her dentists, just the names, and she wants to know if a cold mailing is worth it, even though it's out of range at her point, the cost point. She has no emails, and should she do direct mail, save the money for that, or go for cold calling. Did I just say that? I can't remember. Anyway, dentists are quite a tough sell, Chris. What I'd suggest you do is, see, if you don't already have a track record with an existing dentist, it's going to be even more difficult because you need to be speaking to them in their language because why else would they trust you with their business? If you have done work with a dentist, then that gives you an in because you can, one, have a testimonial, and two, you can perhaps get that person is bound to have colleagues in the dental business that are not direct competitors. So you can probably go to him and say, look, can you give me the name of 5 of your dental colleagues you'd be prepared to put your name to a testimonial and say how good I am, an introductory letter. That would work well. Another thing I would do, if you want to do, by the way, if you want to do cold calling, you can do it. I don't think you'll get very far and it will be depressing. But some people like it. I absolutely would not do it. I'd rather cut my own legs off with a blunt saw. But hey, if you like it, do it. There's no doubt it's effective and it works because People build businesses like that, but I can think of easier ways to be miserable. But anyway, another thing I would do is, rather than blast maybe 100, 200, however many hundred dentists you've got, I would pick 3 or 4 of my kind of premium dentists in my local area, and I would put together a really superb promotional package, and then maybe FedEx it to them. Something that's really going to catch their eye, because they're probably getting this kind of thing. Well, actually, I know for a fact they're getting this kind of thing all the while, because one of my clients is running a big dental coaching outfit up in the north, so he's got a list of dentists and he knows them all the time. So I know you've got competition here, so you need to do something that's going to stand out from that. And one of these things would be, a box of stuff which has got promotional stuff and, CDs in it, why you need to come here and how wild this works. And you really need to get your marketing stuff down packed, speak to them in their language. Maybe send that to 3 or 4 in your local area. At the same time, if you're say living in, I don't know, Dentistville, get the website or the domain dentistville.dentist.com. and set up a demonstration website that works, and it's just general stuff, and just prove that you can get traffic and get patients clicking on links to sign up to get free stuff. Then approach these dentists and say, look, this is a website I've got, this is one I've done, I've proven that I can do what I say I'm going to do, and now you can have this website. Only one dentist in Dentistville can have this website. I want you to have it, or one of you 4, because there are 4 of you in the running now, and here's what else we can do. And that is very, very powerful. That works very, very well indeed. Getting into the business is going to be the hard one for you, Chris. I personally wouldn't do the cold calling, and I think you'd be losing money if you did a cold mailing, unless it was something really, really special. For which reason I would say cut it down to 3 or 4 targets, really do your homework on them, see where they are, talk about their local streets, find out all you can about each business and craft each package individually. That way you spend less and you'll have a better chance of success. Once you've done that a few times, you become known as the go-to girl for dentists in your local area. But until then, you've got your work cut out for you. Okay, well that was a quick Ask Baldy. I've got a few more lined up, but keep the questions coming, and I shall see you all next week. Bye-bye.